Right. So keeps out.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and open up the board meeting at 5 o'clock. Could you please rise? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Here.
Greg Miller is absent. Megan Sheets.
Present. Okay, first on the agenda then are the minutes from the June 28th regular meeting. Yes, I'll make the motion. We approve those minutes. I'll second that motion.
Ready for roll call?
Yes.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller. Megan Sheets.
Aye. Okay. Next on the agenda are the claims that we have ready for us this week.
Yes, I'll also move that we approve the claims as submitted this evening.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call. Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye. Motion passes. Was there any public comments?
No.
Nothing. Okay, nothing. Okay, we'll start this evening with police. Chief Shoemaker, what do you have for us this evening?
I'll be quick. We heard that before.
If you recall, about a month ago, I had sent an email about these SWAT ballistic panels with potential cost of around $35,000. The SWAT team commander for the police department, Captain Sorrells, and then Officer Zach Nichols, took the county's quote with Nelson and Company and came up with a reduction down to $13,500 in equipment that they needed. So I'm asking, I sent the specs of that, the different types of vests, plates. We're only getting one helmet for our newest member of the SWAT team. The other helmets are not expired. So that's why you'll see just one helmet there at the bottom. But I had sent, I believe, 4 different funds. We won't need additional appropriation for the council. We'll just use these. It's something we missed in our 5-year replacement plan for ballistics, the SWAT team's vest. So it was brought to our attention a few months ago, and this is, we'll use the SWAT line item, donation account, continuing education account, and the equipment. Our new hire, we hope not to hire anybody this year, so
Okay,
we have that line.
so you think you'll be okay?
Yes, I think at this point, if we were to have a resignation or anything, that we wouldn't be hiring until next year anyway.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's quite a difference in cost.
Yeah, it's, well, I mean, they said the quote that they had at the county, our team members got together and you know, it is the best of the best of what the county's received there. But the officer, I'm, you know, extremely grateful for the officers to actually, you know, they could have probably, we had, you know, a budget, we could have put that together to get this life-saving equipment, but they've met with the same company, same carriers, and the rifle plates, the threat level, the protection level is just as good.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. So.
And they felt like there were some things in the county's quote that they wouldn't even wear. And so that we could buy those and they would just sit in the trunks of their car or the police station. So yeah, that I asked for approval for the $13,549.94, and also following the resolution for purchasing, it's under $50,000, and the board can approve one quote. We'd obviously like to go with Nelson and Company since the county is going with them and have that same relationship.
So do you think we're okay with that, Les?
Yes, Scott's correct. That revised purchasing policy, if it's between $1,500 and $50,000, it actually requires 3, but the board can waive that and accept 1.
Okay.
I'll make the motion that we waive any additional quotes and accept the quote as presented this evening.
I'll second the motion.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye. Okay, Scott.
And I believe, the department report, I'm sorry, it's on this one, isn't it? This department report?
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have been done, but let me talk a little bit about our department. For the first 6 months of the year, I gave you our crime stats. As you obviously hear nationwide, there is, well, it depends on what political party, but there is an increase in crime. Fortunately for us in the city of Frankfort, we are down in violent crime 45.6% from last year at the same time. And also a decrease of 30% for burglaries, 31% for theft, and a 54% decrease in motor vehicle thefts. And we've also increased our traffic stops 61% from last year. And we've issued 446 citations, 729 warnings. And the purpose of traffic stops are to always, be seen and have the red and blue lights on and slow traffic down, and also deter criminal activity. And I think that our patrol division, based on these numbers, have made a significant impact on traveling or residing in the city of Frankfort. And also the code enforcement officers, between the two of them, 821 incidents for code enforcement, 334 citations, and 508 warnings. And we've met with a couple other cities in central Indiana that have met with our code enforcement officers to start a program in their city. So it's not a thing that, I think the city was one of the first to have the code enforcement come over, but it's also a trend that other cities are wanting to do that. And then the one thing I missed out, the drug arrests and DUI arrests are down, but I still, we'll look at that. When you look at traffic crashes and the lack of fatal and serious injury numbers, that I think that, we don't always want to see those going up. And I also say with them going down is because, again, the work that the men and women do at the police department. I don't think the crime is rampant, so eventually numbers will go down. And they are starting to do that. So I leave that with you. And if you have any questions, I left the federal government's crime data on the back, stable at the back. That's the National Incident-Based Reporting System that we report to the federal government. That's where those numbers have come from. So that's all I have, unless there's any questions.
Extend to all the officers how much we appreciate them
Yeah.
for all the hard work. We really do. I mean, I know they're busy. I see them out all the time. You said about the red and blues, they're everywhere. You see them out there doing their job. And also thank code enforcement for all that they do. That's a big job. And like you said, they initiate some of it. Some of them are complaints that you have, but I know that they're working different areas and that they're working hard. So make sure to let everyone know how much we appreciate
I
it.
will, and they, it doesn't, you drive around, it's not perfect out there, but I wanted to show how they are working, and we like to work with people to get things cleaned up instead of simply finding them or, causing, I know we work with the street department, but it's not many that we have to work with, Jason, I don't believe, but when we gets that bad, then the city has to, be involved and clean the property up, but I think that's few far in between.
And I appreciate that. I think that is the ultimate goal, is we want to get the properties cleaned up. It's not all about just going out there and writing citations and fines and going to court. What we want is we want to see people working hard on the property and making the city look nice. Well,
the departments have conducted 3,000 traffic stops in the last 6 months, and we've only issued 446 citations. We're not out there just, writing tickets and whatnot. It's to be seen. They're looking for drugs. They're looking for other major crimes and moving on down the road.
Thank you. Chief, I think one of the attributes that people who are looking to move into a community, they look for the safety of the community. And that's information like this I'd love to see on your department's site, because as they look around for reasons to move into Frankfort or to plan for future building in Frankfort, this is going to have a huge impact, the status that your department is doing, the difference you're making in our community.
Yeah, I had, just before I came here, I emailed Colleen to put it on on the website and whatnot. And I think the biggest thing we missed out is we're fully staffed since 2020 and all across the country. It's a hard time to try to hire police officers. So, we have vacancies coming up next summer and winter. Hopefully that's all that we have with retirements. And then we'll see how it is putting that at, that now, wanted sign up, see what we get in terms of new employees.
Stellar report. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
Oh,
I'll get to that.
you'll get to that later. All right. Thank you.
And thank you. Okay, next fire department, Ron Kirby.
First of all, I just want to say it was a great report. I do feel safe in this town. That's why I live here.
You know, I had a citizen come up and just tell me that on Saturday when I was at Prairie Creek Park. They said, they love Frankfurt and they feel safe in this community. That speaks a lot.
There were bad things here and there, but for the most part, this is community living. So, I had two of our fire contracts signed for 2022 and 2023.
Thank you.
So those are the original copies, given to the clerk treasurer so she can file those, and we're good with Jackson Township and Union for the next 2 years. And I think August 2nd is the meeting over Center Township, so they should get theirs signed and get it back to us. And we're still waiting on Washington.
Okay. Larry Lochner did stop by my office and thanked us for working with him and seeing that we were able to get something that worked for both of us, as far as what they can afford and what we need. So
Yep, he's a good guy.
he is.
Jeremy Ward approached me here about a week or so ago, and he was talking to me about Travis House. He was a firefighter in Charleston, South Carolina in 2007, and he's a motivational speaker. That Charleston is where they had the Sofa Superstore fire that 9 firefighters died in. He was one of the firefighters who survived and had to recover his buddies. He suffered from PTSD and things of that nature. So he had to retire due to injuries from that fire. And he now is a motivational speaker who goes around speaking in different cities, different departments, things of that nature. But he's going to be in South Bend. It's usually $6,500 to get him to come. He's going to be in South Bend this month, or at the beginning of next month. And then he's also going to be down at FDIC in Indianapolis speaking. And Jeremy read his book and he just said, what the heck, I'm going to call this guy. And the guy actually answered. It wasn't his manager. And he told him what he wanted, see if he'd come to Frankfurt. And he said, I'm actually going to be in Indiana. And so he said, I will charge, it'll be $3,500. So he cut us a break. Anyways, Center Township is going to throw in $2,500 for this. And there will be a community service agreement between the fire department and Center Township. You aware of that?
I don't vote on that.
So anyways, my question to the board today is, I have a promotional line in my 300s that I have $300 in there, and we need to come up with another 1,000. And we have a travel expense when we send guys on, classes or whatever to help pay for fuel or a hotel or food or things of that nature. And we still have 1,000, 100% in that line. I didn't know if I would get the approval to move $700 from the travel line into promotions, and then the Frankfurt Fire Department could fund that other $1,000. And it's going to be at the library. It's already set up for August the 3rd, from 6 to 8 in the theater there at the library. And you all are invited to that. And it's going to be open to public safety. But if any of the department heads or media or anybody like that wants to come, they're more than welcome to. But we want to open it to the entire county for public safety, the volunteer firefighters, Clinton County EMS, police department, sheriff's department, any town marshals that want to come. Obviously, PTSD is real in our profession, and a lot of guys who may have it may not even know they have it, but they're doing behaviors, drinking too much or any other things that go along with that. And anyways, I think it'd be good for guys and gals to hear this guy's story. I guess it's pretty incredible story. He was a Marine before he became a firefighter, and he was a police officer before he became a firefighter, and he decided that he wanted to be a firefighter and not a police officer. No offense, Mr. Mayor, but anyways, I want to know if we can move that money. I get your guys' approval for that.
I don't have a problem with that, do you?
No, and I was wondering if necessary, I hate to take, if you have something that you need to send, members of your, different crew members to actual training and so forth, yet this year, because we're only halfway through the year.
I don't see us going anywhere. I mean, we just had that big class at the fire department for our confined space, high angle rescue and rope rescue training. It was like a month-long class, but I mean, that would have been a class we would have had to send our guys out to go somewhere to take, but we paid to have this company come in and actually train us. And right now, I mean, all of our guys now are fully trained with all their certificates. The only thing that would come up is if there's a class that somebody found and just come up, hey, do you care if I go to this class?
And where I was going with that, John, is there a different, rather than taking that out of his budget, is there another budget within our city promotional or something that we could lend a hand? I'm sure we can find $700 somewhere, be it out of his budget or promotional of our own.
I like that idea.
Is that right?
I didn't know that's where you go.
5,000 and what a works
I'd
promotion.
rather him not burn his budget, and I think we can take that $700 if.
Okay, I'm good with that. I'm absolutely good with that.
I'll let Jeremy know we're good to go then.
And I'm
Okay.
sure like to see a good turnout. I mean, it's gotta be in the salesmanship of the leaders of all of you
Right.
sitting out there to get your staff to come and.
Right.
But if we're investing in this, I think it's important that we get a good turnout, and I don't know how you get your on-duty crew the ability to come
I just figured they could come if they
and have the radios with them. Yeah, okay.
And then Scott, could you work with your department to see that we get the officers there?
Yeah, I can help pay the $750 out of my budget.
That'd be nice.
Where's it gonna be? That's the first time I heard about
Library.
You didn't hear what I said?
it. At the library, yeah, we'll make everybody go. That's what we do.
And John, I don't know how many that holds there at the
Library.
library, 200.
200.
Okay, because I was gonna say, it might be worth even seeing if anybody like from their town boards or something, because I think sometimes, or don't forget our city council, and of course the board of works, we want to go.
Right.
Um,
We're gonna have some flyers and stuff made up, and then
Okay.
I'll get those to like the city council. So they
What,
can put
what
them
night
on
is that on? Do you know?
It's on, the bad news is I won't be there, but it's August 3rd. It's a Wednesday.
Wednesday?
I'll be at the
Tuesday.
doctor in Cleveland.
August 3rd.
Third is a Tuesday.
Or Tuesday, yeah.
Okay, yeah, and I'm good with that. And when you get ready to make that payment, Carol or somebody can help you
Okay.
on that appropriation.
All right, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
That's all I have.
Okay, we need a motion.
I'm sorry, I'm asleep at the wheel.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I would like to move that we approve the public speaker, motivational speaker regarding public safety for August the 3rd, as Chief Kirby has suggested.
Okay, I'll second that motion.
Roll call, Mayor Sheets,
Aye.
Megan Sheets,
Okay, Don, what do you have for us?
Well, first, I apologize for not having our permits report to you. City Force has made some changes we didn't know that they made, and Ashley's been having some problems getting it all put together. So we hope to be able to give you that report at the next Board of Works meeting. In front of you this morning, we had Christopher Hunter come in and ask for an extension on his housing permit. It's a residential remodel. He works in the evenings after he gets off working at the street department. And he's made some terrific gains on this property. And so we've asked if we could have it extended for 45 more days.
You feel like that's sufficient then?
Yeah, yes, I do. I should say Daniel does anyways.
Okay.
Thank you, Don. I'll make the motion. We approve the extension for Christopher and April Hunter for 45 days.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call, Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Okay, I passed on.
At our last meeting, you had asked about the seal coating estimate from Moore's on whether or not it would be part of the crack filling, and the answer to that is yes. Actually, $50 of the $275 amount is for crack filling. So the $275 is now back before you as the other estimate from Premier came in at $395. So we ask that you grant us the ability to have Mr. Moore seal coat the alley. I spoke with Kathy today. She's been asking about this project, and I'm going to be calling her. She wants to know when they're going to be coming to do it, because she may go ahead and have somebody come in and power wash the place down and try to get rid of the challenges that maybe Arnie's have given in the alley. So I told her that after this passed today, I felt pretty sure that I would call her, let her know.
So I went by there over the weekend to check to see exactly what's going to happen there. And Arnie's is going to enclose that back part.
They are, yes.
They're going to, okay.
Yeah, they've already told me that they would do that.
What do you think about that area there in the front on the west side where it's, it looks like, what is it? Like it goes to their basement or?
Right. It's kind of a,
It doesn't look
One of
really
the
good.
reasons-
I just want to make sure it's safe.
yeah, well, I think it's safe. One of the reasons why we decided not to do anything to the asphalt at all, as far as grinding it up or adding to it, was because of that. The way it's set right now, as you can see the alley, most of the rainwater goes away from the buildings, goes to the center of the alley, and then travels to the back side. And so I think that that there would be no requirements or nothing necessary for the little, what used to be, I think, could be a coal chute
That's what I
for
thought.
the Arnie's building.
Okay, and you think it's okay to leave it like that?
I do.
Okay, okay, that was my only concern, and also what you were gonna do about the trash in the back.
Right.
You know, if you're gonna have that enclosed, so,
They promised me that they would do that.
okay. Okay, I think it'll be a great addition to
Yes.
downtown. I'm
Yes.
excited about
Happy that one of our local businesses is taking the initiative to
it.
check in about that. Thanks for seeking the clarification on that. So I'd like to make the motion that we accept the Morris bid.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call, Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
The only department head meeting that I have a report is that Susan's back today, and we're happy to have her back, and she was in full motion today. We've been working most of the day on a project with Ryan Bell, and so it was good to have her back.
Good, good. We're glad to have her back.
Thank you.
Jason Forsythe, Street Department.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple of quick department reports. And then I did think of something while I was back there. If you guys want to work with it today, we can. I don't have an actual quote, but we're going to need a radio for that new sign truck. We got the license plate the other day. Carol's office worked hard for us there and got that, but we're going to need a new radio, and Raycom always does our radios. Usually around $1,200. they come put it in for us. But I think obviously with the work they do, they need to have one in there. So if you want me to get a quote and give it to you, I can wait until next time, or if you want to hold off, that's fine too. I don't care, but it's just, I'm just thinking about it back there. I actually told the guys the other day we needed to get one. I meant to call Raycom and I forgot to, so.
Plus, it would be okay just to use Raycons, because that's who we normally use. Yeah, and I'm good if you need to.
That's a
get
pretty
battery.
close.
Yeah,
It's right around 1,200 usually.
Make a motion to approve the radio, purchase and install not to exceed $1,300.
Perfect.
I'll second that motion.
And I'll let you guys know where it ends up costing and everything like that.
And then do a roll call. That's a
Roll call, Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye. Okay, that passes. Jason, you can.
Thank you, I appreciate it. The only other quick things I got, I just wanted to let the board know where I'm at on community crossings. I have about 18 projects entered already of the 22. Waiting on a couple things of information from some other entities before we can finish that up. And my goal is to try to have it done this week so I can ship it off to NDOT. NDOT will look at it for us and say, maybe you need to adjust this or change a little bit of something here. I always try to do that so they can, and they're willing to do that. They can log right in, look at it, and send it back to me, or they'll send it back saying everything's good to go and we'll move. But it gives me some time to adjust things if we need to. So that's going really well.
And then tonight, as you know, we'll have public hearing and second reading on the extra or the additional appropriation of $200,000 at the council meetings.
I really appreciate all that work, Mayor, and Megan as well. Carol. The other thing I just want to let you know, we've had a lot of rain, obviously, in the past 3-4 weeks, month. So we've been not able to get into the alleys and put some stone in. So we're really concentrating on trying to get that taken care of. Maybe by the end of the week, hopefully we can get in and start stone. We graded and drug and rolled them all. What I'm afraid of is now that we've done that with all the rain, are we going to have to go back and do some of that again before we even stone? But I just want to let everyone know. I know these are recorded, and just let people know we haven't forgot about them. We're trying to get in there as quick as we can. We just haven't had really good weather, and it doesn't do any good to do them if it's really wet. So that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Jason.
Extra efforts given to cleaning out your storm grates and so forth.
Yeah, we've done a lot of sweeping. We've done a lot of that. The rain helps that a little bit when the roads are wet. It actually works a little bit better. So Jim appreciates us going over the drains and helping him. I know we've had issues either way, but we've done a lot of southwest and a lot of southeast sweeping over the last week and a half. So thank you.
Thank you to the people that are out there collecting our garbage out in this heat and sultry weather that we're having. Be sure to let them know we appreciate them, Jason.
We'll do it.
Okay, Annie, do you have anything in community development? I forgot Bart, didn't I? Bart, sorry. Okay, I'll have Annie go ahead, and then you can be last. How's that?
I don't have very much tonight. We're still working on the parking map for special events at Prairie Creek Park. I did meet with Joe Palmer on that because he had some information through the Redevelopment Commission, and he had a few suggestions for some other places people could park, and also local businesses who might be willing to let us use their parking lots after hours. So I'm working to get that confirmed with businesses. And I've also reached out to Jay Large to confirm if we have any extra spaces available in other areas so we can get that posted to our website. Along those same lines, I'm working to get the RDC information on the city website, and that should all be up there by the end of this week. And we're meeting with community leaders for the Hispanic Heritage Festival, which will be September 18th. And our next meeting is Wednesday, July 14th at 4 o'clock. And we welcome anybody who wants to be a part of that process or part of that committee to join us at 4 o'clock in the Old Stony Conference Room to help us plan that event.
Okay, thanks for all your work on that. I know
No problem.
that's a big festival.
It is very big.
Starting to become very big, so good.
It's pretty exciting. So
Yeah.
thank you. That's all. That's my report.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Bart. Sorry I skipped you, but I wasn't gonna forget you. Or maybe, no.
I don't mind. Good evening. I only have two things. Only one of them's on the agenda. The first thing is a We Care concert that is going to be at Prairie Creek Park. And they are going to be using the stage, the restroom facilities, and they'll have food and beverages there. The date is, I just had it written down,
September 26th.
September 25th. And it's from 6 p.m. to 10, or 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And they've done this in 2019, I think, and years before, but they obviously didn't do it last year because of COVID.
And they do indicate they'd like to do it the last Saturday of September each year, so this will be an ongoing piece. Again, a thoroughly prepared application on their part. I mean,
Yeah, they
yeah,
included
they
everything.
did. I appreciate that.
And they made all the copies.
And they made the copies, okay?
Wow, well, that was nice.
How can we say no?
That's right.
I'd like to be able to offer the motion to approve this event for We Care of Clayton County on September 25th at Prairie Creek Park.
And I'll second that motion.
Roll call, Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Okay.
The only other thing that I wanted to ask is we had one of the splash pad applicants not accept the position after all, and so we had interviewed others. I have since called one of the other gentlemen, and we've already sent his stuff through to HR, and he's getting a drug test. So as long as you guys are okay with it, we're just going to move forward with a different one. But I liked him as well. So
As long as he passes his background and his drug screen,
yeah.
I'm fine with that.
I just wanted to let you guys know that Kimberly has been working really, really hard with Prairie Creek Park, and through the week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the whole rest of the year is booked at Prairie Creek Park.
That's awesome.
So, yes, for the entire year, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from here on, it's all booked.
Wow.
That's
So,
exciting. That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
She has tons of things even into next year, into next summer. She has like 7 weddings set up right now. So
Just phenomenal.
yeah,
That's great.
yep, she's been working really hard at it. So I'm proud of her.
Yeah, she's a hard worker.
Absolutely.
And your department did great. 4th of July, but that was great. Everything
It
turned
all
out
went
well.
well.
It did. It did. A lot of people showed up, and Kimberly did a great job again, getting all the vendors going and
Yep.
getting the workers organized.
Since this is broadcast, if you will, just talk a little bit about the improvement in the aviary, the pond, because I thought your design was very, very nice.
Yeah, thank you. They had purchased, what we've done recently is basically just redid all the landscaping in there and then we made the pond just a little bit bigger and put a new liner in there. Originally, we kept having an issue where the liner, when they first installed it, was just too small. And so this time when we had to redo it, we just went ahead and took a couple weeks just to redo everything. So we purchased all the stone from here in town, and we're really proud of how it looks. It looks really good
Looks
right
great.
now.
I went out by there the other day, and
Yeah.
that's really good.
The goal this year now, because we've changed pumps, is we're gonna have the pond going the whole winter. So we won't have to close it this year. And they usually bust a hole in the ice and like feed the fish that way. But with our new improvements, it'll just be a normal pond all year long. So
Good. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Like I said, it looked great. Went by there.
thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Did you have anything for human resources today?
I do not have anything.
Okay. Les, what do you have for us today?
The police station project bids were opened by the Board of Works, I believe, on June 17th.
Mhm.
I think there were 6 of them.
Mhm.
And I didn't, we can take the bids under advisement for up to 60 days, but if the board is inclined to reject all of them, it can do so by motion. And that motion could also include authority to me to notify the bidders of the bids being rejected and that their bid bonds are released. And I would be happy to do that.
So moved.
Second that motion.
Roll call, Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye. Thank you, Les, for taking care of that for us.
Also on the police station project, I think Scott wanted some authority to proceed with KJG, Jeremy Duff, to amend or modify the existing plans and specifications to see if some costs can be reduced. My understanding, and Scott can confirm this, there's no additional cost at this time for doing that.
Correct.
So we thought that we might as well get started on that because it looks like it will need to be done regardless of how we move forward. So just a motion authorizing Scott to do that would be, or the police chief, Shoemaker, to do that would be fine.
Thank you. Attorney Berger.
All right, I'll make the motion authorize Scott to work with KJG on reevaluating the design for the new police station.
Okay, and I'll second that motion.
Roll call, Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Okay, Scott, you can work with Jeremy now. Get that design changed.
I believe that's all I have, Mayor, other than some projects I'm working on with Don's office to clean up the town a little more. It's always an ongoing project.
But we appreciate all your hard work on that. I know you put a lot of hours in. Is there anything else? Anything unfinished?
I don't have it.
Okay, any new business, anyone? Okay, I'll take a motion then.
Mayor, and we adjourn.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for coming this afternoon. Feel free to stay for the council meeting.